Which irons am I going to be using this season? In a bid to find the best irons for low handicap golfers, I've been testing out all the models. And to finalise my decision, I'm heading to SGGT for a full club fitting to see which model is going to be the best for this year. Let's go see what's going in my bag. So the first part of the fitting was shaft testing. You can see there's so many different options here. And honestly, there was a lot of really good contenders. What was really interesting was testing both graphite and steel options. So actually, if you want a full video on picking the right shaft for your irons, comment below and let me know. Now, what we eventually landed on for my shaft was the Accra IS80. This just had the best dispersion. It also gave me a little bit extra spin and a little bit extra height on my shots, which is something I've been definitely looking for recently. Now it's time to go and test the actual club heads. We're going to test every brand that's available here in those more smaller player style club heads, because that's what I would typically use. Let's go see what's going in my bag this season.
For me personally, I think the IS8 and the Accra, definitely the one for us to go with. So now we'll start doing the fun bit.
Club heads.
Club heads. So I do think everyone has to love what they want to play golf with.
Yeah.
So I always say, you know, pick out the ones that you really like the look of, that, you know, will advise and walk you through what's going to suit your sort of swing style and delivery.
I'd like to try the Blueprint S's.
Yep.
I think the blades might be a bit too far. I don't know, like I have hit them well, but I just think on a bad day.
It could be a way in which we look at maybe blending the set for you.
Yeah.
And obviously having the 468 wedge, we can see whereabouts we do that. So we'll start with this, and then we'll always have a look at other bits and pieces as well. So what we will do is, now we've got the shaft that we really like, we've got the right size grip for you. So we'll take you through into the workshop, show you how we can interchange all the grips on the shaft, so at least you're playing what you would normally play. Right, so all the grips in the matrix are air compressed on. So it just enables us to change grips to whatever anyone wants to play halfway through the fitting. So when we're ready, just check it's all the way on. Yep, there we go.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, so at least now
I
you
get to fit with this actual undersized.
No, so you know, most people, like, I prefer a much larger grip anyway. So when I go for fittings, I just try a normal grip. So at least now you get to try the club as you would have it with the right grip and so on. So
every brand basically has a different standard.
Yeah, so and also every model in every brand will have their own sort of profile. So typically you find a little bit more of a game improvement clubs sit a little bit more upright. Yeah. Whereas the more players clubs will sit a little bit flatter. Again, game improvement clubs sit a little bit stronger in loft. More players clubs sit a little bit weaker. So personally, I always gauge stuff off here because it's constant and it's there in front of me. So at least then it's never really moving around too much. And I always try and get things into a very playable loft for the player as well. Yeah. I think most of the time, people go into a fitting and they walk out with the longest golf club, not the most functional. Yeah. So, you know, we're talking about a 6-iron, use it for par 3s, par 4s, attacking flags. It has to have the right functionality in its flight, and I don't think people find that enough in fittings. So same loft, same lie angle as what you've just been trying.
That's nice. Done.
That's it, done. Great spin, good carry on that, really nice height. Nicely done. What I like about that is that was a proper flush and it's not got hot on you. It's not jump. I also like that we're just shy of 90 feet, still hitting it 160 odd through the air with 5-6 spin. Yeah. So if we look at sort of like the optimals there, these two are a little bit higher. Again, not bad at all. We're just seeing a slightly higher profile of flight. That lighter profile of shaft is giving you a slightly longer optimal as well, because you're shifting it a little bit faster. So I do like that a lot. Over those two shots, yeah, really good. It's nice to see where you've come from. Very good here, just low in spin. We've got that spin in a slightly better position.
Bit heavy.
Be interesting to see where that goes. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Again, like you said, you've hit that a bit heavy and it's only sort of 3-4 yards short of where you've been with everything else. So it's still lots of forgiveness in that. So for me, with the sort of model of head, you probably wouldn't need to blend it at all. Yeah. You might maybe want to put something different in the 4-iron, you know, just to keep the yardage up, but I don't think you need to. 5.4 spin is your average spin there. 85 feet is your average height. Hit it pretty straight. You know, that's very good. A little bit more height, a little bit more spin, but you've not lost any yardage. So you're not sacrificing anything. You're just gaining those sorts of more functional properties of the golf club. So really good that.
These are the ones. These are Lydia Kerr's. Can I game the same clubs as the legend?
You never know. So you're in the Protos here. You're in the C03TC. So it has a slight undercut cavity in the 6 iron. A very forgiving, super soft forged golf club. It'll feel quite different to things that you've potentially tried before.
That feels nice.
Lovely shot.
That felt fast. It sounds good.
Yeah, really soft off the face as well,
Jeez,
isn't
look
it?
at my attack angle.
So again, nice high spin. Very sensible sort of land angle as well, around 45 degrees still. 83, 84 feet of height. Again, you know, you put that up against the ping, very, very similar. A little bit lower in spin, a little bit flatter in flight. You know, there's not a lot of difference between the two. Yeah, you know, both of them started pretty straight. This is where we get down to, especially when dealing with good players, there's got to be some preference in there. Which one felt the best? Which one did you feel you could maneuver and manipulate a little bit? So when we've sort of whittle it down a little bit more, we'll get you hitting a few shots to a few different targets so you can see how the flight comes out. Nice though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice.
Very different. Do you not think?
It's kind of weird where it feels soft and fast at the same time, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
This will be interesting because I haven't really hit this in any sort of appropriate shaft.
No, ZX7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That felt nice.
Common theme here. Things feel nice.
So it was maybe slightly flatter than the others.
Yeah, 77 feet.
Yeah.
Still kept good spin. Wee bit left.
Yeah. It's nice, it's just not quite going high enough, is it?
It's not, no. So you're seeing a little bit flatter land angle there, down at sort of low 40s, 41.6 that one. It's got the spin, but you still need the trajectory to help the ball stop as well.
Yeah.
So it's just coming out a little bit flat for you. Again, same loft profile. So it's just how that head's reacting for you, particularly in your swing, right? And that's the key here. P7 MC. I know you said you've played these before. So just gonna try it in the MC, see whether we can handle the 6 iron up that end, or whether you'd, if you were gonna blend them, you'd have to bring the 770 down a little bit more in the set.
I think that's always the thing which I found harder when I've gone to CBs, like definitely the 4 iron. Just felt like I couldn't hit that. Not that I couldn't, like I have a CB and the Callaways, but I don't feel like I get maximum distance out of it.
Yeah.
But I guess if we can add a bit of help with the shaft, that might be different.
Definitely.
That was a better flight, wasn't it?
Lovely
it's a
shot.
lot higher.
Yeah, it instantly just popped it up a little bit higher. Launch angle's a fraction higher. Spins up there 5,000.
Carry 170.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I've always thought like I couldn't hit these in the longer irons, but actually probably I've just been using the wrong shaft. Oops.
Maybe the shaft was just too hard.
Oops.
And harsh.
It's like I tell everyone to go get custom fit and then I'm doing all the mistakes.
Pretty good. I just think potentially the variability in sort of strike is just, your good ones are just as good as everything else. Is it a case that we actually, if you were to go this sort of route and you like the look and feel of it, we introduce sort of like that 770, maybe a little bit lower than where you've played it previously. Another option would be, I think it's more head that's giving you the variability. You look at the other 2 heads that we've singled out so far, that's just a little bit thinner.
Yeah.
So maybe the other 2 just
give
me.
It's a more extreme CB than some.
Yeah. So 243 from Mizuno.
Ooh. This will be interesting because I haven't hit this yet at all.
Good shot.
171.
So kept the same height.
Yeah.
Ball speeds up a bit. Over 5,000 spin. 171 carry. 44 land angle. So again, it's a bit steeper, a bit higher, bit more spin. Great shot.
They were so consistent. God, this might be the end of the fitting.
So just shy of 45 land angle, 5,000 spin again, 171 carry. That's going to be exactly the same.
They've literally like that. They've literally landed on like this, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking, it's the longest, a little bit lower in spin, but that last one just dropped it down a fraction. Nice height on it, nice land angle, very, very consistent. So again, you look at that and go, well, actually, we could probably just take another degree of loft off that.
Yeah.
So let's just try it doing that, because you hit that so good. Yeah, so that's up at 28 now.
Pulled that tad, but it's not bad.
No, definitely not. Still loads of ball speed. Still 85 feet of height. For a pull, and obviously one shaping to the left, to still have 4-6 spin is very good. Especially for you when that was your average with some cuts in there.
Oh no. Let's just hit them sideways.
It's not changed the spin at all, or the launch. You have hit down on it about a degree more though. So you have hit down, your angle of attack's got a little bit steeper. Ball speed's not changed. I imagine it's just 3 not great swings. All right, but nice head. I actually really like that.
Yeah.
I think, you know, we'll give it another chance after another couple of heads. But yeah, which one's been your favourite so far? Proto.
No, I quite liked them. I'd say the Mizuno and the Ping probably. I feel like I can't just pick the Proto because Lydia Kerr used it. That's not.
Personally, I'm still, in terms of land angle and spin profile, I'm still Ping. Landing steeper, spinning more. You've not lost any yardage, a little bit more height, very consistent shot shape.
Yeah.
It's still the Blueprint S for me.
I feel like these feel a bit duller than some of the others. I guess they've got a bit more weight at the back.
Obviously multi-material as well.
Yeah.
It does change, you know, when you inlay stuff and screw things in, it does change the acoustics the golf club create. Just again, low in spin as a comparison. Yeah, it's sort of 600 revolutions less than where we were with the Ping. It's coming out hot and low. You know, there's no real difference in what you're currently playing.
Now into Ricky Fowler's.
King Tour.
That's also a persuasion factor. Big Ricky fan. Oh, nice.
Great shot. Launched pretty low though.
Yeah, 78.
Nice spin, you know, 5/8 spin, but just flat.
I was trying to add height to that. I feel like.
It's still pretty steep though.
Yeah.
But again, it just fluctuation.
Too low.
Right.
Sorry, Ricky.
I'm gonna weigh in, and like I said, looking back through the numbers, I think the Blueprint S is definitely a great performer. Good level of spin at mid 5,000s, 164 yards, very good consistent ball speed as well. The steepest land angle you've hit, one of the highest shots as well, and you just look very comfortable with it in how you swung it. So what we'll do...
I guess I'd just like to test the 4-iron at some point and see if I can hit it. So I just
Two steps ahead.
Did I steal your thunder?
I was only going to say, so what we'll do next is try the 4-iron. But it's all right, you can say it. Your video.
This is so exciting.
Okay, so it's 21.5 loft. So ultimately, we're looking for something here that's, you know, 2 clubs longer than where you previously were. So pushing sort of 190 on the fly, 25 yards, 12.5 gap in.
That's long.
183.
I'd say, currently that's like mid 180s.
Yeah?
180 to 185 is probably
Where you'd expect
how
it to be.
far my 4-iron goes.
Okay, still kept 80 feet of height, which is quite nice.
Yeah. I guess this is where the shaft suddenly feels very long. Oh, that's good.
Does that feel easy, hard?
Fair. Not too bad.
Not too bad?
Yeah.
Okay. So what would happen?
It feels harder than the 6-iron.
Yeah. So we're going to drop you down on profiling that. So I don't dislike that. For a thin one, you still got it just shy of 180.
Yeah.
Does that feel easier or harder?
Undecided.
Okay.
Not sure it was really any better. Feels like it's basically the same with both.
Yeah, so it's got a couple of hundred revolutions more spin, a little bit more ball speed, very similar height, very similar, well, fraction steeper land angle. Not a huge amount of difference. I would probably say it's more favourable in the fact that it is producing a bit more spin, but we look at the shot profile and you are hitting a little bit of a left to right on those, or more of a left to right.
Yeah.
At least with the 8, you got it a little bit straighter initially.
Is this a 4-iron length shaft?
Yeah, so we can try a slightly shorter one. We've got one that sits in between. So we've got more like a 5-iron length, so a little bit shorter. So that's sort of like half short of a 4.
Oh. Oh, Hannah. I've not hit one better there.
It's not, you're right, okay? It's not like you found the middle more frequently. If anything, a little bit of a heel strike compared to something a little bit square. I mean, there's only a millimetre in it. I'd say for changing's sake, it's probably not worth the change. I'd actually probably keep you, unless you were happy with maybe looking at like the 530 or something in a 4-iron. I'd probably keep you with a blueprint throughout.
The 5 or the 230?
You could go 230 or 530. I think that one, looks-wise, is a slightly shorter blade, a little bit thinner top line. Offset profile, and that's quite good as well.
Yeah, I'll try. I just don't want to end up where basically my 6 and my 5. My 5 and my 4 go the same.
Yeah.
And then I have a big jump to my hybrid.
I think what you'd be able to get away with is something a little bit more lofted.
Yeah.
So you don't have the same gapping in terms of loft separation, but you'd gain height and flight out of it. So actually the 4-iron is still a very attacking golf club for you.
Yeah, rather than just being like a
missile launcher,
hit off the tee.
Yeah, you know, it becomes still functional off the deck. It just is no longer a sort of like driving iron-esque sort of club. So back in that Acra IS80,
yeah,
I've got this up to 22 degrees aloft. So that's no faster off the face than the blueprint at 185, 76 feet.
Kind of looked the same.
There's the blueprint, a little bit longer that one, 192.
Yeah, but that didn't look excessively higher, was more what I meant.
Yeah, that one didn't come out as high, did it? That was better.
That was better.
A bit hot. Tried 230. Best thing though is that you get to hit it, you can stand it and physically hit them all in what you know is going to be your sort of spec. And the other one is, are we comboing it for comboing its sake? Because 4-irons aren't easy. Like they're not an easy golf club.
Maybe I just need another hybrid.
That'll do.
Yeah, that just looked better straight away behind the ball. I don't know why.
Just feel more comfortable with it, like the length, the blade length and stuff. And that's nice, isn't it? 75 feet.
Yeah.
185. Just obviously shaping it to the left, we just took a bit of spin off.
Yeah.
Again, very similar ball speed that time. 183. Just bring that in for a 5 and a 4-iron.
Yeah.
Keep the 6-iron in the blueprint with how you hit it. And we just make sure that we get the right loft in between. So that's why we typically do with most people that go with irons. We get them back in for a gap in session so we can tweak the lofts throughout the set. So what's the current sort of wedge makeup you've got in the bag?
It's very weird. I've got a 48, a 54 and a 58.
Okay. And the 48 you get, what do you typically get yardage wise out your 48?
Like 110 to 115. I find it easier to hit 3/4 or loads of different length shots with a lob wedge. Well, that style of wedge. So I have it quite near a pitching wedge, but I feel like it's more versatile.
Okay.
Because I guess generally I want my pitching wedge to be like between 120 and 125.
So for pitching wedge, I've got this down at 44.
Okay.
So what would you, I'm just thinking, if you are going to take it down to a pitching wedge, just see how we get on yardage. We get probably looking for 125-ish.
Yeah.
Because you carry the 46 in your T100s anyway.
Yeah.
Good shot. 117. Does it feel unstable or soft or?
No.
No, it just feels comfortable. Yeah. 120. Feel like you can still do everything you'd normally do with your pitching wedge. Obviously, you're going to still carry your 48 in your...
I guess it looks a bit more lofted because mine's 46.
Yeah, hitting the right numbers. There's plenty of spin on there still. 52-degree land angle. You could potentially get away with, maybe something a little bit stronger, but I think for me, I wouldn't want to do that. So between the pitching wedge and the 6-iron, you've got 3 clubs there, 40 yards, 45 yards between them. Mm-hmm. It's about right. It's about sort of 11, 12 yard gapping between the set. And then obviously moving back into sort of 115, and like you said, you like to play a variety of different length swings and shots with that. So that has to stay in the bag. I think for me, we could maybe squeeze that a little bit stronger if we wanted to, but it's just having a reliable yardage, isn't it, to hit and making sure that things aren't getting too clustered. You don't want to... I'd always prefer to see 11, 12 yards gapping than 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
Just because at least then there's more definition throughout the bag.
Of which club, yeah.
Yeah, you stand there and go, I can't hit it that far, I've got to pick this one. For me, I think we go blueprint S's up to 6-iron, so wedge to 6-iron. We're going to go a little bit flatter, so the 6-iron came in at 58.5 degrees lie angle. So over a standard, that's about 3-ish flat for against the ping. Put the 230s in the 4 and 5, but we won't have that same gapping through loft, just because we don't want them, because they're a little bit more forgiving and marginally hotter off the face. We don't want anything jumping on you. So we'll look at the sort of gapping through there, and I'll do you a spec sheet where I think is appropriate for that. Like I said, we've done them with your hitting club with that undersized grip on you, and we'll carry the accurate IS8 throughout the whole set for you. All right?
Yeah, very exciting. Thank you for that.
No problem.
The most in-depth fitting I've had. I feel very confident about this set for this year. Now I've got to go out and do the magic.
Yeah, it's whether you've got to custom colour those or not, or you go black. Perfect, and there we go.
Perfect. Thanks.